Hey everybody, Toaster here. I've got a video for you in the Object 430U, and I just wanted to talk a little bit before I play a little bit about my thought process because I think it might help some people. So I see that I've got two top tier 60 TPs. I believe those are heavies, Polish heavies or Polish tank destroyers. At any rate, they've got 750 Alpha and they're very good players, and so I know that they're going to go up to the heavy side. And so I'm also looking at the team list and seeing that there are not very many mediums, and there's a Progetto 65, and I would be kind of surprised to see him on that corner, although he might get up on that corner to try and attack anybody that tries to cross the heavy side over here. But I don't know. I just don't figure that I will see him there. He's not going to poke on me most likely because this thing's got like super armor. The the cupolas on it are quite small and they require gold to penetrate the cupolas. And the upper front plate, if it's angled up a little bit, is fairly decent, but mostly hull down this thing is almost impenetrable. So, which is why people say that it's a very overpowered tank. So, I'm that's kind of what I'm thinking, is that I should be able to bully the medium side even if I'm alone. I feel comfortable there, which is not normally the case. Also, being top tier, I'm fairly certain that like I said, I can bully stuff, and I can always back down the hill a little bit. And if I've got anybody up in this area, that they'll be able to shoot guys that are coming down here. So I'm fairly confident in our ability to win this game. The big thing is damage. How much damage can I do? And that's going to be a little bit dependent on the enemy team who's willing to poke on me. So one thing about this tank is that the gun is rather derpy. It is a 440 Alpha gun, but it's not very accurate, and it's got a fairly long aim time for a tier 10, so you want to be close. So here I get lit, so I know that there's somebody probably either in the cap or just on the other side of the cap, and I ping to let my team know that there's something over there. And now we're just going to side scrape and see what we can find. So we're just slowly approaching, and we're able to put a shot into the Pershing, a very low roll of 381 on a 440 Alpha gun. So these guys, as they cross, have very little chance to even hit me, and we're able to pick up another shot. So I'm keeping my eyes open, because if people cross, I definitely want to punish them as they cross. And I also want to punish anybody that pokes out on the medium side as well. So I go for a tracking shot. We don't quite get it on the on the Defender 252U, and we're still just side scraping, playing slow, because I haven't seen most of the enemy team. I know there's the Object 430 and also a Pershing over there, and so far that's it. One other thing to note is that oftentimes, as this mouse crosses and I'm not able to pin him, oftentimes when you're playing with Unicums on your team, you do not take arty damage because arty focuses them, and you're going to see in this game, wow, goodbye Conquer. So let's take a second to watch this shot. We set this guy on fire, and he has no firefighting, no nothing, so we're able to take him completely out. We're up to 2,700 damage. But as I said, they'll get focused by arty, so we can be a little more aggressive than normal. And I see that I want to wait until I'm loaded and then watch me bait this shot from this M103, and then we're able to go ahead and take him out. Object 430 fires, so I know I've got a while, and this T30 is firing HE, so whatever, right? So I bounced a bunch of shots, and there's that derpiness, but I bounced a bunch of shots from that 430, so he is getting a little frustrated with me, and I'm hoping that he might push, but he's playing quite safe, which good for him. So our 60 TPs are doing pretty well against the mouses, and against there's a T34, and at this point I decide to push, and the reason I decide to push is because I want to push this 430 off, and he just gives me the shot, basically. He just gives me the area. He backs off. So the reason I wanted to do this is now I've got free shots on that mouse. And you notice I have not used a single premium round in this game, and I don't believe that I do use any premium rounds. So this is just Farm City. We go ahead and wait for the mouse to turn his turret all the way so we're sure to pin. And we're waiting for a better shot, but we don't get one. Fortunately, we get our first high roll. Well, we hit the T30 as well for 454, but we'll get another high roll. So just taking that position at that point in time really gave us some good damage. We're up to 4,500 damage. So we'd like to hit this Pershing if we can. And we do, and he actually pins us. Good for him. But we track him, and now he's done. So we want to get a shot if we can on this light tank, and that was a poor shot. I was aiming too far behind him. And notice right here, I know I've got a guy behind me, and so I move out of his way so that he can get a shot too, because the key is we want to finish this guy off so that the middle's somewhat clear. And we take our time and wait for him to commit to the turn and go ahead and put a nice shot into him. Another super low roll. So we've gotten kind of unlucky on our rolls this game, which I don't normally pay attention to, but when you've got 5,300 damage, you know, an extra 100 damage a shot or 50 damage a shot would add up. I mean, we'd be maybe at 6,000 damage. So coming up, I'm going to stop in a stupid location. It's because I need a new keyboard. The key that I use for forward is D, and it is it's wearing out basically. So I stopped there, stop again. I stopped on accident, it wasn't on purpose, and we spot the artillery. So of course the arty, I don't know what he's doing, but we're able to take him out. So we've got 5,700 damage, and now it's 12-5. It's just a race for damage at this point. So, and again, I stop, not because I want to, but we're able to get a shot on that 4190. So we've done a lot of damage to him. So Morningwood, which is a funny name, first of all, and second of all, he is one of the Unicums, has pushed down into the middle. Good for him. And he's just going after where he thinks the 430 might be. And we pull a snapshot off on the T10. So their only hope, that 60 TP's only hope of getting more damage is that 430 has gone down into the low ground there, but he really didn't. He actually went up in the corner, which we're going to go work on. So this tank, I've never got an ace tanker, and I'm thinking If I can find this 430, I know he's got a lot of health, or he's had a lot of health the last time I saw him. And I'm teasing the Mahau guys. Basically, I'm saying keep up because I've got 6,400 damage, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get some more. Plus, I've got 4 kills. They've only got 5 in their platoon. Anyway, just good-natured ribbing, basically. So, uh, the Object 430 is now spotted, and he has 1,300 health, and so we're going to try and put some shots into him. He's going to have he has 237 base pen. He's going to have a very hard time penning us. He does a fairly good job, though. I'll give him that. He does a good job of fighting us. And he actually pens me and hits my ammo rack, so we'll go ahead and repair that. And he gets unlucky and only damages my hatch. Our M103 shoots me, but it's okay. So I'm really surprised that did not go through. And we're trying to make sure that we hold our gun up and try and block his gun, which doesn't appear to work, but that's okay. We end up with another kill. So that's an 7,800 damage, about 200 spotting, so that's about 8,000 total. So let's go ahead and take a look and see in 5 kills. Let's see if we did finally ace this thing. Well, as you can see, we only have a first class here, and it's kind of indicative how strong this tank is. To get 8,000 combined and be a first class, that would be an ace in any of my other tier 10s, including my E3. So it's kind of a tough pill to swallow. But anyway, we ended up with, like we said, almost 8,000 damage, and we hit a lot of the enemy team. Basically, we got Confederate and we got high caliber, which is a great thing. 1,290 base XP. We barely beat the other 60 TP, which wow, between the two of us we did almost 14,000 or damage base. We did do 14,000 damage, so it's just we carried that game for sure. But a lot of it came down to the enemy team making crosses. I mean, I got probably 2,500 free damage just guys crossing in front of me, you know. So part of it isn't down to skill, but it's down to the enemy team making mistakes and us capitalizing on it and being in a position to capitalize on it. We fired 26 shots. We only hit 21, but we penned 18 of those shots. And we actually made, without a premium account, we made credits. And the reason is because I didn't fire a single gold round that game. This was on a 2 times, so we ended up with 2,580 XP and 128 free XP. So I appreciate you watching. I hope that this game shows you a little bit of maybe my thought process. If you'd be interested in another tank, please comment below or make any comments that you'd like below. I love to read your guys' comments, and I do read all of them. So I hope to catch you next time. I do have an E3 replay that I'm going to put up shortly, so I'm trying to get back into tanks, but it's not been holding my attention as it used to. So anyway, we'll catch you next time.